What's up guys, it's Alyssa here. So begin to bring ourselves down to our comfortable seated position. Before we begin to take a few breaths here, really settling ourselves in together, I want you to really begin to feel those sit bones grounding into the mat. Maybe even moving the flesh out of the way to really feel them. Finding that tall spine. Begin to draw everything in towards the midline. So the midline is that little line that's going to go straight down. I don't know why I did that clicking noise. Straight down the body. So drawing everything in here. Beginning to really center the energy into the body. Soften the shoulders and begin to close the eyes, or we can just soften the gaze. And before we begin to bring that intentional breath into the practice, we're just really going to begin to focus in on the atmosphere of the room that you're sitting in. Noticing the temperature as it touches the skin. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it somewhere in between? And begin to really take that awareness inwards. So as we start out in the external, we're going to begin to go into the internal as we bring that breath into the practice. So taking that inhale in through the nose, send the breath straight down into the belly as you feel it begin to rise, feel the chest rising. Exhale, squeezing everything in as you release, letting out a very long exhale, squeeze out every bit of air. Taking that next inhale, let it follow very naturally, so we're not trying to force the inhale to follow the exhale. You can take that beat, that pause in between each breath before we flow into the next breath. And then whenever you take that next exhale, I want you to really begin to feel your body relaxing. As you continue to find that intentional breath, allowing ourselves to sink a little bit deeper into the body. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Continue to root down and beginning to release expectations. So when we come onto our mats, it's not really one of those that we want to hold an expectation for ourselves and where our body's going to be. It's all about just allowing the body to flow. So whether that means you're in a yoga class, or you're doing my video, or you're doing someone else's video, or if you're doing your own personal practice with no guidance, just allowing your body to just flow. So even in those moments where you're having your teacher and your teacher's guiding you into each posture, into your body, you still want to make sure you're flowing to your body's content and not really holding an expectation, knowing that your body's, it changes on the daily, it's going to be different. And as we take that one more breath, next big inhale, draw up a little bit taller. On the exhale, we're going to fold down, coming as far as we can go over the legs. As we begin to find our threshold, so that place where we're advancing in the body and we're continuing to move more towards, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm saying. But we're also not trying to bring pain into the body. And as we fold over the legs, you always have the option, so you can stay in this static fold, Or if it feels good on the body, you can begin to rock from side to side. So whatever feels good on the body here. Really tuning in. Really relaxing into the hips. And then on your next exhale, whenever it comes, begin to roll up the spine as we come back up to that tall seated position. And once we make it all the way up, we're taking the left leg out as we extend it, right foot to the inner thigh. We're going to take our left hand to the inside of that left leg. As we inhale, send the right fingertips up. On the exhale, you're going to reach them up and over like you're trying to grab a hold of the left toes. So really beginning to roll your right shoulder open. So we're not trying to like sag here and fold down. We really want to keep that heart lifted and open. On your next inhale, slowly rise up back to that tall seated position. On the exhale, we're just going to switch the legs, taking it to the other side. Right hand comes to the inside of that right leg. From here, before we even begin to fold over, draw the heart forward. So stack your shoulders. As you inhale, send the left arm up above you. Exhale, take it up and over, trying to grab a hold of the right toes. And it doesn't matter if you get there. Inhale, we're going to come all the way back up through the center. On our exhale, we're going to begin to roll down to our back. We want to keep our right leg extended, and our left knee is going to come in towards our chest. On the next exhale, we're going to take the nose up towards the knee, curl into a ball. On your next inhale, lower it all the way back down to your back. On the exhale, we're going to take our left foot, you're going to bring it as close to your right inner thigh, or the top of your right thigh as you can. And you want to just begin to press that left knee down. So we're coming into almost like a fallen tree pose. Really pressing that left leg down. If you want to take your left hand to the leg to press it down a little more, you can. Or you can just release it, let it sit there. If we haven't already, we're going to release the foot, extend the arms up above you, and on an inhale, we're going to find like a body stretch here. Exhale, bring that knee back in towards your chest. On your next inhale, we're going to send that left leg up above us. On your exhale, you're just going to begin to lower it down, then bend the knee, bring it back in towards your chest, extend it up, lower it down. Bend the knee, draw it in, stand it up. It's working a little bit into the leg and the joints. And on the next time when you begin to release the foot down, you're going to take it all the way down to the mat, switching the legs as we draw the right knee in towards our chest, hug it in. Next exhale, we're going to bring the nose up towards the knees. We curl up. Inhale, we're going to release back down. On the exhale, you're taking the right foot as close to that left inner thigh. Allow the knee to fall open. So if you want to press it down, you can. Or you can release the hands and just allow it to be where it's at. Really pressing it down by just bringing the movement into the leg. On your next inhale, send the fingertips past the ears. Find that body stretch. So stretch from the tip of the left toes to the tips of both fingers. On your exhale, release your right knee back in towards your chest. Inhale is going to extend that leg up above us. On the exhale, you're going to lower it down halfway. Bring the knee back in towards the chest. Finding that movement. To extend that leg, lower it down, and then this time we're going nose up towards the knees, curling to your little ball, like a little armadillo. On the exhale, begin to release the feet down to the mat. So bringing them as comfortably close to the sit bones. Extending the fingertips towards the heels as we walk the shoulders underneath the back. Keeping the gaze up towards the ceiling. On our next exhale, you're going to press into the heels, lifting the hips as we come into our bridge pose. We're going to hold here for 4 breaths. So make sure those knees aren't splaying out. Draw them in. On your next exhale, begin to roll it all the way down. Bringing the knees back in towards the chest. Inhale, take the fingertips past the ears. On your exhale, curl up into the ball, extend the fingertips past the heels. So this is going to be the moment where we draw everything in towards that midline. Inhale, we're going to lower down as we come down halfway. Exhale, draw it up. So we're just doing a tiny bit of core work as we inhale, we come down. Exhale, come up. Inhale, down. Exhale up. We're going to do 4 more. Last one. Inhale, we're going to release it back down on the exhale. Taking the hands to the backs of the thighs, we're going to begin to rock and roll up and down the spine. Maybe doing it once, maybe doing it twice. So we eventually come up and we want to come into that half boat pose. So even if we have to plant the feet, take the hands to the backs of the thighs and then lift. Or we have the option of planting the feet, lift one foot, put it down, lift the other foot, put it down. Just making sure we're taking those shoulders back when we reach the heart forward. Hands can be at the backs of the thighs, hands can be extended forward. And then wherever we're at, we're going to take the hands to the backs of the thighs. We're going to tip, we're going to touch the toes down to the mat. Inhale, we're going to send it back up into that half boat. Keep the heart lifted. Exhale, touch the toes down. Inhale and lift. Exhale, down. Inhale and lift. Exhale, down. Last one. On the exhale, we're going to plant our feet. Take the hands to the tops of the knees. Reaching the heart forward. And then from here, you're just going to begin to draw some circles with the body. Reverse it, put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. If your flipping isn't playing yet, sorry, it's going the opposite direction. And bringing yourselves back to stillness, inhale, reaching that heart forward. On the exhale, bring the soles of the feet together as the knees fall open. And you're just going to begin to fold down over the legs, coming into that Camatkarasana. Continuing to find the breath. On your next exhale, we're going to begin to roll up the spine, press the legs together, take the feet out to the side. And we're going to come to that tabletop position, but then immediately take it back into your downward facing dog. So once we all meet up in that downward facing dog, take a big inhale in. On the exhale, begin to bend your knees. You're going to take the belly back towards the thighs. So just really pressing into the hands here, sending the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, we're going to extend forward as we come into our plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, take the belly back towards the thighs. Inhale, sends us forward into plank. Exhale, take it back, bend the knees. Inhale, sends us forward one last time. Exhale, take it back. Then our inhale, when we roll forward, we're going to come back into that plank. And then on our next exhale, you have the option here to release your right knee down or left knee down, taking that right foot to match it to the back edge of your mat. Keep your left hand planted and extend the right hand up above you as you come into that half version of our side plank. So you can be there, or we come back up into that full plank, roll onto the knife edge of our left foot, either stacking the feet or planting both feet down to the knife edge as we extend the right arm out, coming into our full version of our side plank. Whichever version we decided to take, we're going to take that right leg. You're going to take a big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to lift it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Feel the shaking. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we're going to lower it down. On the exhale, if we took the full version of our side plank, we're going to take our right foot and you're going to step it back behind you, planting it down. You're going to spin on that left foot, come on the tippy toes, and you're going to extend the right arm up. So we're trying to do like a back bend here as we come into our wild thing pose. If we release the knee, all you're going to do from here is spin that left knee back behind you, and then you can come up and then, hello, I can't speak words, extending that right hand up. So just coming into our modified version of wild thing. Then wherever we're at, we're all going to be back in plank as we take it to the other side. So you release the knee or you come over. The left hand extends up above us, so meeting wherever we're at. Take a big inhale here on your exhale. We're taking that left leg as we lift it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more. And then we're either planting that left foot back behind us, coming on the tippy toes as you bend the knee, tippy toes of that right foot coming into wild thing, or we find our modified version. Eventually, we're all going to make our way back into that plank pose as we lower all the way to the belly. So beginning to relax the shoulders, big inhale, lifting the head and chest, we come into our low cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale as we press up into plank. On the exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, we're just going to lift up on the toes. On the exhale, release the heels. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift up on the toes. And the exhale, you're going to take the feet forward as we walk it forward to forward fold. So take one more breath here in our forward fold. Then on your next inhale, send those fingertips up, finding our Tadasana. On the exhale, bend the knees, we roll it back down to forward fold. Keeping the knees bent. Inhale, roll it back up to Tadasana. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, roll it all the way back up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lifting up halfway, take the hands to the shins. Exhale, soften it down. Inhale, extending those fingertips up, we come up into our Tadasana. On the exhale, take the hands to heart center, draw the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to take one more inhale here. On the exhale, still holding. On your inhale, begin to extend the fingertips up above you. See if you can lift up on your left toes and extend your right leg forward. On the exhale, release the heel, and we're going to keep right foot is going to stay lifted. Inhale, arms are extending up, lift up on the left toes, extend your right leg forward. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. One more inhale, lift on the left toes, extend your right leg. On the exhale, take that right foot, step it back behind you, planting it down to about a 45-degree angle. Square your shoulder points and hip points forward as you bend your left knee. Bringing that knee over the ankle, tracking towards that pinky toe. Inhale, extend the arms up as we come into our warrior one. On your next exhale, we're going to take the right foot, spin it to match the back edge of the mat, so you can walk the legs out a little bit wider if you need to. The left knee needs to stay bent. We're taking the left forearm on top of that left thigh as we extend the right fingertips up and over into extended side angle. Inhale, we're going to come up, come on the tippy toes of your right foot as we come into our high lunge. On your next exhale, bend your right knee lower down halfway as you let the knee hover. Exhale, release that right knee all the way down. On your inhale, send the fingertips back behind you, extending that left leg as you come into your half splits, reaching, so we're lifting the foot off of the mat. Exhale, plant that left foot, sink it forward into the hips, extending the arms up, big inhale. Exhale, we're going to take it back. Inhale, send it forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, plant the foot, send it forward as we sink. On the exhale, tuck the right toes, lifting that right leg. Come into a bit of a lower version of your high plank. On your next exhale, plant your hands. Take that left foot back. We're going to keep it lifted as we come into a three-legged plank. On your next exhale, release the toes. Send it up and back, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, walk it forward to forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, extending the arms up. On the exhale, take the hands to heart center as we draw the left knee in towards the chest. On your next inhale, you can kind of release the left foot, but keep it lifted. Inhale, send the fingertips up, lift up on the right toes, extend your left leg forward. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, relax down. Laugh at yourself if you fall over. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Maybe you feel like a little ballerina here. Last one. And then on that exhale, take your left foot, step it back, plant it down. Bend your right knee, squaring shoulder points and hip points forward as we inhale, come into that warrior one. Connect back to your breath if you've lost it. I know I lost mine. Begin to spin on your back foot to match the back edge of the mat. Right forearm releases on top of the right thigh as the left fingertips extend up and over into that extended side angle. Keep that right knee bent. Inhale, spin forward onto the tippy toes of that left foot, coming into our high lunge, big inhale. Exhale, bend the knee lower down halfway and hover. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, we're going to send it back to our half splits. Fingertips reaching back towards the hips. Exhale, plant the foot, sink it forward, extend the arms up. Inhale, send this back. Exhale, plant the foot. One more. Inhale here. On the exhale, tuck the right or the left toes, lifting that left leg, come into a lower version of your high lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. We're coming into that three-legged plank. Exhale, touch the toes down. Send it back into your downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. And your next exhale, we're going to bend the knees, lower it down to your tabletop position. Bringing the big toes to touch, we're going to sink it back to a child's pose. Finding our breath once more. And next exhale, begin to roll up your spine. We're going to come up and sit back on our heels. We can walk the knees in a little bit closer as we come into our hero pose. Big inhale, so the fingertips up above you on the exhale, find a twist to the right. Inhale, we're going to come through to center. On our exhale, begin to plant your hands down to the mat. Kind of folding down over the legs. And then we're just going to test this out. And so, again, leaving expectation at the door, allowing yourself to be wherever it is that you're at. But we're going to begin to see if we press into the hands and press into the feet, if we can begin to kind of lift the knees off the mat. So it could be very subtle. It's just literally like a very minimal amount of lifting the knees off of the mat. Or maybe we begin to lift up completely, bringing the knees in towards the chest, and then we lower down. So whether you're here and your knees are just lightly lifting off of the mat, or you can come all the way up, bringing the knees in towards the chest, and then lower back down. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that wherever we're at. As we all meet back into that hero pose, we're going to inhale, send the fingertips up. Exhale, find a twist to the left. Inhale, come back through to center, extending the arms. On the exhale, we're just going to come forward, send the feet out to side to come down to seated. And then from here, we're going to take it down to our backs. So once we come back down to our backs, we're going to draw those knees in towards our chest. Take a moment here and rock from side to side. Begin to bring ourselves to stillness. Begin to release the feet down to the mat. We're going to take our right leg, cross it completely over the left. Inhale, take the weight into that left foot as you take the hips over to the right. On the exhale, begin to release the knees to the left. Find your supine twist. And if this is too much, all you have to do is release and stack the knees. Next inhale, come back through to center, uncross the legs. Exhale it all out. Inhale, left leg extends up. Exhale, crossing the legs. Take the hips over to the left. Release the knees over to the right. Finding the twist onto the other side. Inhale, bring everything back through to center. On your exhale, you begin to release the legs down. You know where we're headed now. Beginning to adjust and set up for our Shavasana. Allow yourself to release the breath and let it flow back to its natural rhythm. Finding your softness. And we allow ourselves to just be here for as long as we'd like. We give ourselves that thank you for stepping on our mats today. moving the body and trying new things. And I thank you always for coming to practice with me. Zook. Thank you always for coming to practice with me, as the light of me honors the light in you. Namaste.